Welcome and thank you for joining me today. My name is Eileen Greenberg. Today I'm presenting Closing the Care Loop, a proposal focused on integrating cancer survivorship and chronic illness support for women with a history of cervical cancer in underserved regions of Georgia. Our goal is to ensure no woman is left behind after treatment ends. Let's begin by understanding the scope of the problem. Included in this PowerPoint slide presentation, we will be talking about the problem, why it's worse in rural Georgia, voices from the field, proposed solution, why it works, measuring success, and a call to action. The problem: cervical cancer remains a serious issue in rural Georgia, where incidence and mortality rates exceed both the state and national averages. Black women in Georgia experience a 33% higher mortality rate than white women. After treatment, survivors face long term challenges managing conditions like the hypertension and diabetes, often without coordinated care. This disjointed system results in worsening health outcomes that could be prevented with better solutions and support. So, why it's worse in Georgia? Barriers in rural areas go beyond medical care. Long travel distances, limited transportation, and health provider shortages make it hard to get care. Many women are uninsured or underinsured and may lack the health literacy needed to follow complex care instructions. On top of that, historical mistrust in the medical system creates further disconnect, particularly among Black women. These are the structural inequities we must address. Voices from the field. Here are the following stakeholders that I had the privilege to interview. The following stakeholders are Dr. Span, Naya, the regional nurse navigator, and DW, the cervical cancer survivor. Stakeholders on the ground painted a clear picture. During my interview with Dr. Span, he particularly noted the lack of coordination between oncology and primary care. Naya, a regional nurse navigator, highlighted how survivors often disappear from care after treatment ends. While I also had the privilege to interview DW, a cervical cancer survivor, who said she felt abandoned post treatment. She shared how vital her son's help was, but how inadequate the system made her feel. These voices from our stakeholders reinforce the need for a structured follow up system of care. So here is our proposed solution: CBCNP, which stands for Community Based Care Navigation Program. The CBCNP addresses these gaps. We propose deploying trained nurse navigators and community health workers to guide survivors after treatment. They'll assist with chronic illness self management, connect patients to behavioral health and social services, and reduce transportation and literacy barriers. This program empowers survivors, builds trust, and reconnects them with the system. So let's see how why CBCNP, or the Community Based Care Navigation Program, works. Why? It's because this model is backed by research. So let's see why the CBCNP, or the Community Care Based Navigation Program, works. Well, it's because it's backed by the following literature reviews. First, Wells et al. In 2018 found that navigation improves satisfaction and continuity of care. Fruand et al. In 2014 showed these programs improve access and outcomes in underserved populations. And according to Wagner et al. In 1996, based on the chronic care model, it supports care that is proactive team based, focused on long term health, and not just acute care. So, this is a community centered, evidence based solution that works. So, with the CPCNP model or the community based care navigation program, how do we measure its success? Well, let's take a look in the next slide. In this proposal, in measuring our success, we'll use both process and outcome measures to track effectiveness. So, like how many survivors are enrolled and retained, how many navigation encounters occur, and what percentage are connected to chronic care providers. And for the outcomes, we'll monitor ER visits, adherence to follow up care, and improvements in quality of life, which is measured by using the FACT CX scale. So it is a functional assessment of cancer therapy cervix questionnaire. So this CBCNP model is scalable, measurable, and impactful. So with this proposal, call to action to our state legislators and community leaders to be able to fund pilot CBCNP or community based care navigation programs in rural Georgia, support and fund rural infrastructure and navigation training for navigators and community health workers, and also to integrate survivorship into Georgia's cancer strategy to help us close the care loop so that survivors don't fall through the cracks. So, this model can be replicated and scaled. Let Georgia lead the way in survivorship care integration. So, this is the end of my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it and thank you for your attention. Don't forget to scan the QR code, it will get you through my proposal paper. Thank you.